Hi everybody, Elisa here, knocking out a couple of videos, back with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. Recently, I think it might have been in my video about Tiger Lily Blue Ore. I made mention of a new pattern obsession. Like I need that, like I need another hole in the head. But yes, I do have one, and my I have a couple things now I could show in it. Hopefully I'll rein it in, and this will be all that I will feel the need to acquire. But it is Peach Blossom Bouquet, another performance twill fabric, and I have a bag here in a style I don't think I've ever shown before, and so that's handy to kill two birds with one stone. So this is a pattern. When it first came out, I feel like I didn't know how I like, my initial reaction was ooh, and then I was like, I don't know if I like it all that much. But it's definitely been growing on me. When I know when I talked about Bloom Boom, I was talking about how that fabric brought back memories I have of deck chairs on the Jersey Shore on Long Beach Island, and the fabric that the old school deck chairs used to be made from, and the patterns on those fabrics, these big, vibrant floral fabrics rendered in high detail, you know. And this kind of reminds me of that. And I think that that's why it's been growing on me. It is a very pretty, pale, I would say peach, but it's almost like these two colors. There are two colors in the background there. Looks a little beige on my screen, looks a little bit pinker in real life, a little bit peachier in real life, and it's almost like a real ballet slipper pink, which, if people know that some of the leathers, those leathers in ballet slippers, aren't a real vibrant pale pink. They have almost a tan or peachy undertone to them, and this really speaks to me, like reminds me of that. I used to dance when I was younger, so I don't know, it just started to grow on me. There sometimes when there are big floral elements in a pattern that drop out white, I feel like it has an unfinished look, but other times it doesn't bother me. So I'm not sure how I feel about it here. It does make me think of Mocha Rouge. That's a pattern that I do love, and that has white flowers that drop out, big, colorful. The rest of the pattern is big and colorful, and I don't mind it there. Although when I do try to find vintage items in Mocha Rouge, I'm always trying to get that vibrant, rich pink. It's like an azalea kind of color. I'm always trying to avoid too much white. So I think a similar thing happens to me with this pattern. I'm trying to avoid too much white. I do want to get a good amount of flowers that have color in them. So I'm pleased with the pattern placement on this. I ordered this from Amazon. It was a good price, you know, on sale a while ago. This is a regular wristlet, RFID wristlet, so smaller than the convertible wristlet, which I was just showing a comparison. I don't think I have it. I don't have it with me right now. I put it away. Might need to straighten. It's a little bit smaller than the convertible wristlet. They're both RFID though. I do like this, especially because I'm going to be talking about, on one of my Whatever I Want Wednesdays, I'm going to be talking about a different brand, and it requires use of items like this with those bags, and I'll talk about that. And so this will work well for me in that way, as well as just carrying it as a clutch, which is what I would do. I was talking when I showed my Disney one of these in my previous video, that these inner elements with the card slots were black there, and you couldn't really see what was going on. Here you can see they're light blue, which is nice. So you open it up, at least, I mean, it's a bummer that it's not the lining fabric, but you know, at least it's a light blue. It's coordinating with the pattern, the lining color, and it's more visible. You open it up and it's not depressing, and you can see what's going on. So you can see all those card slots, and then this is open back here, so like you could slip bills back there. And then same thing on this one, only there are the ID windows. I like the 2 ID windows because it lets me do my ID and a picture. You know, I like that. You can sort of see the lining here too, which is very dainty. And I like, you know, so as I said in the Tiger Lily Blue Ore video, I feel like sometimes the linings don't seem as related to the exterior pattern, and sometimes they seem more related, which I like. I like that better connection between the two, and I feel like this is a good connection between the two, exterior and the interior. Very dainty, that interior pattern. So really liking this pattern. I don't know, I just can't get it out of my head now. I feel like I want all the things in it. I think it's very feminine without being girly. It's very elegant. I feel like it's very elegant. But yet somehow the rendering of these flowers almost has a vintage feel to me, like illustrations from the 50s, advertising illustrations from the 50s reminds me of that. I think it's something about the way the shading is rendered with a lot of the use of the white, contrasting the color contrasting with the white. And in the white, there's some like light blue. So it's not just white there. There's some interest there. And you can see in the background, again, the pointing out the difference. It's like a shadow effect, 2 different tones in the background. And so, you know, I got that. The reason that I got this is because I was ordering something else from Amazon and it was relatively inexpensive. And so I wanted the free shipping. You know, it's so sort of counterintuitive because I think what I was ordering was like maybe $5. And so I needed quite a boost to get me to the free shipping. But yet, the shipping probably would have been less than the item that, you know, than the difference between the cost of that $5 item and what I needed to buy, you know, to get to the free shipping. So it's sort of counterintuitive, but it's all, they know what they're doing psychologically. They know what they're doing and how they're hooking you. And so this was on sale, and it was just like the right amount. And so I thought, okay, well, this gives me an opportunity. I know I can use this item. I know I have a need for this item, and this will give me a chance to see what this pattern is like and how I feel about it in person, because I hadn't seen it in person. And when I got it, I just sort of fell in love, and I was surprised at myself. Like even this flower here, it's cut off on both sides. We've got this color. You think that that's the dominant color, this peach color, but if you look at closer, you even get another darker peach corally kind of color in there with a teal in the center, and this orange flower. I love this below, because if you look close, you see all the different, there's a couple of different colors in there. A very melon kind of color, cantaloupe. I love this shade with its slightly lighter shade there, and then that pinker color. But I love that combo of those 2 orange, those 2 kind of melon colors there. Very tropical. And so once I knew that I loved that, I thought, well, I started poking around on Amazon, you know, like, well, what else does Amazon maybe have a good price on? And I saw this, and I know I like this style. And this was an excellent price at the time. It's not as cheap as it was when I bought it. It was over 50% off. So a super good price. A super good price. And so I took my chances. You know, I feel like I'm always crossing my fingers and taking my chances with pattern placement. I was like, oh God, please don't let me get a lot of negative space on the front side, you know, the side with the label. And this is the Oversized Hobo. I didn't take the tag off yet. Yeah, Oversized Hobo Shoulder Bag. Peach Blossom Bouquet. And, you know, I know I've been joking in a lot of my recent videos about the French translation. So this is a relatively recent pattern, and the tag does not have French on it yet. So that does seem like it's somewhat new, although it was on the Classics release. I don't know how this related to the Classics release time-wise. I don't remember. Anyway, so performance tool. I do have other oversized hobo shoulder bags, but they are all the cotton. I will show one because I'm going to pack it up. I want to pack it up. I haven't packed this up yet, and I thought I would stand back from the camera and show it on, and so I want to put a little stuff in it, and I want to see myself how it looks packed up. So this is the front side, and I was very pleased to get this as the entire grouping right there. You know, that's what I wanted. I didn't want something like this, which is still not bad, but I was afraid I would get, you know, this sort of in the center, and then there'd be all this kind of negative space in the middle of the bag, and that would have bugged me a little bit. This isn't bad, because you still get this grouping here, but it's a little more centered here, which I appreciate. And you can see, this is a nice bag because it doesn't have any straps or pockets or anything, so you really can see the pattern overall, you know, get a sense of it. And so you can really see the two different tones in the background here. So that's nice when they do that because it adds interest in a subtle way, so that negative space isn't completely dull. You know, it has some visual interest, but yet it's not fighting with the main pattern, with the subject matter. Like these trailing down. See, now this is where the lining fabric really this speaks to the lining fabric. That's why I like that lining fabric so much. So the color shifting a little bit when I move closer to the sensors of my iPad. So it has just the top zip, which is that new, it's the plastic metal-esque zipper, but it's, you know, the plastic, smooth, great, it's great. These zippers on the Performance Quilt are a little tight, you know, they require some force when you work them. It does have, this is something that's nice, and it is on the cotton version too. This is Sierra Floral, another new pattern obsession. And this element is there too. Both these elements that I'm going to talk about. It has that hidden slip pocket on the side seam. Again, I feel like in a counterintuitive, not where I would have wanted it. I would have wanted it on this side. Hard to access the way that I carry the bag. It's hard for me to access this pocket, but it is in there with a small metal zipper pull. Lining fabric. It's a smallish pocket. You know, it goes about, you know, halfway across the bag, and it's narrow. Like my hand is like this in there, and that's how it is from top to bottom. So it's not a huge pocket in there. But what's nice about this item is that it still has like this piping on the seams. You know, so that's the piping that used to be around the top of the Vera tote before they made the move to the recycled cotton. And it used to be on the sides of the straps of the Vera tote, that piping. And that helped. It really helped not only with structure, but with an overall kind of professional look, a finished, professional, high-end look. And once they took that away, the bags start, even though I'm buying them when I really like the pattern, they don't look as good. They look cheaper. They look schlockier. You know, they look a little amateurish. This is what you get on finely sewn stuff, you know. That piping along the side. It's nice that they left it on this particular item. The base is not removable. There's probably something in there, let me see. You know, that stiffens it. Yeah, there's something in there. I wouldn't hesitate to wash this. I have washed Performance Twill, not this particular style, but I have washed Vera totes, and they go through the laundry fine, just fine. I put them in the washing machine, cold, gentle cycle, regular detergent, nothing else, and no other items in there with it. And then I let them air dry. Sometimes if I feel like it's a used item I bought online and I want to try to freshen it up a little bit, I will put about a quarter to a half a cup of distilled white vinegar in there. That tends to help lift any residue off of fabric, like prior soap, like soap residue, dirt, grime, that kind of thing. Freshen things up a little bit. So both sides, just plain. On the inside, now if you're someone who likes a lot of organization on the inside of your bag, this may not be for you because there's just this sort of zipper pocket on one side. And on top of that zipper pocket are these two slip pockets. You can sort of see them in there. They're narrow, so I can't fit a Carson cell phone crossbody in there, and I just can fit, let's see, there it is, just can fit my cell phone in there. But what happens, I find, I tend not to do that. I tend to put this in a Carson cell phone crossbody and just slip it in the main compartment of the bag, because when you weight down those pockets, both the slip and the zipper pockets, they really pull on the lining. And when the lining gets sort of heavy on that side and there's nothing on the other side to counterbalance it, there's nothing on the other side of the wall of the bag, when you put the bag down, it can sometimes sort of start to fall over, or it doesn't maintain its look as well because the lining is pulling down on it inside the bag. So I tend to just dump everything in there, and it's just a big sack. Dimensions, just real quick. And then I'll get to the straps, and I'll throw some stuff in there. So top to bottom, 14, which is comparable to the Vera tote. Vera tote is 14 top to bottom. And side to side, so I'm going from seam to seam, 17. So just a little narrower than the Vera tote. And when you put it on, it's very slouchy. So it really has a narrower, I feel like a more north-south look, and a more rectangular, like vertical rectangle kind of look than the Vera tote. I like that. I like that slouchiness. And so it comes with these two metal hardware, and it has these two straps. This shorter strap that is not removable, and I like that. I don't want to remove that strap. That's the strap that I prefer. And that was part of what drew me to this style, was this shorter shoulder strap, because that gets bag to sit up nicely where I like it sitting on my body when I carry it. And then it has a removable, adjustable strap, which you can use as a shoulder strap. Here it is at its shortest. Or you can use it to carry this crossbody. This is a little big for me to carry crossbody. I probably wouldn't do that. A little long, a little north-south for that. Only an emergency. So most of the time I take this off and I roll it up and put it in that side pocket sometimes to sort of store it there. So if I need it, if I want it, I have it. Leave this on for now in case I'll show it. Okay, so I'll empty out some of the stuff I have in my floral, Sea Air floral version. I'm really liking this pattern. Maybe that's for another video, but really liking that. I did just use this the other day, so it's all packed up. So I have in here my two packable totes, so I'll throw those in here when I go to the supermarket. Turn lock wallet, and the patterns. These are I never change these out. I don't have a lot of these. I don't think they're making them anymore in this version. So Peacock Garden and Penelope's Garden. Lots of gardens. Turn lock in Dreamer Paisley. Momentary brain freeze. Carson cell phone crossbody in Lavender Meadow. on a roll in Bloom Boom. I had to change that stuff out, and I've got so many of these on a rolls. Maybe time to break another one out, give this one a rest. Citrus Paisley Reader's Case, and I just have throat lozenges in here. Perennials Clip and Zip Mini Pouch. And in the pocket in here, I just had a bunch of random stuff. Napkins, that doesn't add weight. My Zip ID with Duke's picture and my store loyalty cards. Okay. Those were in the slip pocket, the zipper pocket. I don't know if I said that. Okay, so I just throw everything in there. I don't care about organization too much. So when you weight the bag down, it starts to slouch here, and that's what I like. And so that gets you, even though this seems at first like a very short handle, I should measure it. I never have measured it. Sorry. Sorry for the delay. Roughly 16 inches. And so, you might think when you're looking at it like this and there's nothing in it, gee, that's not a big drop, but it really becomes a bigger drop here. Let's see what that is, roughly. You're getting down to like 13, 14 inches of space here. And I love that slouchy look. Love it. And then, it has this kind of look of sort of the base, and then it sort of has a width here, and then it tapers up to the strap attachment. Love it, love it. Okay, so I'll put it on, I'll walk around my bed and stand back a little bit, and we'll pretend that as I always say, let's pretend my room is not as cluttered as it really is. So just perfect for me, absolutely perfect for me. It sits in the curve of my body, so comfortable. There is a little bit, this happens with the work tote too, which is a performance twill style. With the metal hardware, there's sometimes a little creaking of the metal rubbing against the performance twill. There's like a tightness to that fit, and you get a little creakiness, but outside on the street, I would never hear that. It's New York City. There's too many people yelling at each other. Just love it. Really, really could not be more pleased with this. This is the front, right? Yes, this is the front. It's got the label. Not that that matters, but. And so this is on here, not bothering me. Now, I guess people get annoyed with this. Doesn't bother me. But I'm probably not gonna wear it like this much. Not bad, but a little bit low. But I feel like it's not as objectionable with this style, because this style is more modern. With the other bags, when they hit lower at the hip, they look too much like pocketbooks. Helpful. Helpful. So yeah, so maybe I'll try putting it on crossbody now, see what that looks like. For anyone who might be thinking they want to wear it that way. So that's kind of big, Not bad though. Not bad. I could see, in an emergency situation, I wanted my hands free, or I was getting tired of carrying it, I was out somewhere, yeah. But I do think it looks a little big, for a crossbody bag. Like an everyday dedicated crossbody bag. Excuse me, I just burped. Like cornflakes. Cornflakes taste. Lovely. So this is here, I don't know, not bugging me. Sort of gets camouflaged into the drape of the bag. But I do think in general, I would not be carrying it with this on the bag. I would keep it in that side pocket or in the interior, just throw it in the bottom of the bag. Love it. I'm gonna take that tag off. It's a keeper and such a good price. I mean, such an amazing price. It was like, I want to say it was like 54 or 57% off or something. I mean, the bag was like 70 bucks. And originally, it's 155. I mean, it was over half off. I mean, I just felt like I'm never going to get that on the Vera website. You know, maybe eventually it'll be in the sales section and it'll get 50% off, and then I can stack an ambassador code, but I have to deal with pattern placement and returning it, and you get free returns with Amazon. So, I mean, it just seemed like a good gamble. So really, really pleased with this. And I like, you know, I like the whole shape of this spray. It reminds me of like the wedding bouquet. I don't know what that style is called, of wedding bouquet, where it kind of is it's very loose and sort of bigger on top, and then there's you know, pieces of flowers, sprays of flowers sort of hanging down loosely. I love that kind of a wedding bouquet, and that kind of reminds me of that. You know, you get these, you know, flowers trailing off at the bottom, sort of like an inverted teardrop shape. Really like that. And you can see the larger quilt stitching, the like macro squares. So really pleased with this. Just such a flattering color. I mean, it's such a feminine, flattering color. I think this looks good against any skin tone, light, dark. I mean, it's really complement a darker skin tone. Just really pretty. All these teal leaves. So again, if you're thinking of a color wheel, like I was mentioning in the Peanuts cartoon, orange and blue, complementary colors. And that's what's going on here. Only they're not such a literal orange and blue, but you've got variation on orange. You've got these melon colors and these peach colors, and you've got the teal colors. So they're mixed, they're orange and blue at their core, but they're cut with other pigments to get these other colors. But that's why it works nicely. The teal with the orange and the peach works nicely, because there's that color relationship, that underlying color relationship. So yeah, just really pleased with that, really. Yeah, really pleased with it. Anyway, I hope people found that helpful to get a look both at the style and the pattern. And yeah, I'll show it again when I get, because I have a couple of things coming in from the recent Labor Day sale. Just a few. I didn't go to town because I'm trying to save money now, but I did get a couple of small things in this, so I'll wait till I get those, and then I can talk about this pattern and show this again. But yeah, it's a great bag, and I really do like it. The oversized the oversized hobo shoulder bag. Really do like it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.